Hey, it's Lucas, and today I'm back for another UK medical review, this time for Craft Botanics Gelonade. Gelonade is a cross between lemon tree and gelato 41. It is 25% THC with less than 1% CBD, coming in at £89 for 10 grams. The dominant terpenes are caryophyllene, limonene, and myrcene. So, starting out with the packaging, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's quite plain. The fact that it's not completely white, I do like. It's almost, I don't want to say purple, because I don't think it is purple, but it seems to have this sort of like purple / creamy hue to the actual label itself, which distinguishes it from the white tub. I like that. There's not really much to say about it though, so I think for the packaging, I'm just going to give it a 6 out of 10. I will go ahead and read it out though. It says medical cannabis floss, T25, GLD, THC 25%, CBD less than 1%, 10G. The Craft Botanics logo on the side is quite small, so it's not easy to tell what brand this is. Active cannabis flower 10G minimum, cultivar gelonade, dosage take as directed by your prescriber. Administration is inhalation. Expiry 6 of the 12/25. So I mentioned this in the first time trying. It is a nice long expiry date. I do think that we as patients should be given medication that has a very long expiry date. When it comes to the ones that have less than a month left on them, yeah, they're cheap, and we all know that cannabis doesn't actually go off unless it has physical mold on it. I still think we should be given long expiry dates. Not much else to say about the packaging though, so just a 6 out of 10. Moving on to the looks, if you want to see what this looks like, click the link in the pinned comment. That'll take you to a short where I show the flower. I can't show the flower in this video because I don't want it to get age restricted. Age restriction has nothing to do with kids. You should know this by now. If you don't know, go and do your own research. Click on the link if you want to see the flower. For the looks, I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. Now, I feel like everybody shat their pants when they saw this for the first time and they were like, oh, it's amazing, it's incredible. It's like people see a tiny little bit of purple and they think that the bud's going to be incredible. That's not how it works, believe me. I do not want to shit all over this because it did look nice, but you know, first impressions is one thing. When you sat there with the flower in your hands over a month and you're touching it every day, handling it, looking at it, really looking at it, I mean, not just looking at images on a screen, you get to know it, and it really doesn't look as good as everybody thinks it does. It doesn't look bad by any stretch of the word. I mean, believe me, I've had some of the worst medical cannabis I believe there is in the world, but this is good. It looks nice, but it's not as good as everybody thinks it is. Medium-sized nugs with nice structural variation. It wasn't all just tight boulders. We know by now that I don't like that. I like my plant to look like a plant. I like it to just have features. I really don't like getting nugs that are just circles. I don't think they look good. Now here's where I get into it not looking as good as everybody thinks it does. The purples, while on first impression you see it and you think, wow, it's purple, but when you're looking at it every day, those purples don't look as nice as you think they do. In fact, they look more black to me, which is not what I like at all. The nice dark greens on there, I can't even speak. I haven't medicated this morning before making this video, which you can probably tell, but I don't actually have any of this left, so I can't medicate with it right now. There is some nice dark greens on there, some really nice bright orange hairs. It's just the purples for me look a little bit too black, and if you actually really look at the trichomes, they're not sparkly. It looks like, if you've ever seen like melted plastic underneath a microscope or something like that, maybe not a microscope. Let me get my thoughts for a second. So clear plastic, if you've ever melted it like in a microwave or something by accident, you know what it looks like, right? And if you pay close attention to the trichomes on this bud, it's been irradiated. I think it was either electrobeam or beta irradiated. So this is beta irradiated, and like, just the trichomes don't look good. I really can't think of the words that I want to say. It looks like melted plastic really close up. The trichomes have been just nuked, so they don't look good anymore. Let me try and sum up my thoughts here. First impressions were very nice. The bud does look good. I'm not saying that it looks bad by any stretch of the word, but I just mean that first impressions can be deceiving. You see it and you think, wow, that looks great. But after consistent use, it really just doesn't look as good as everyone thinks it does. It's not shit by any stretch of the word, but I personally just don't think it looks amazing. So I'm just going to give it a 6.5 for the looks, and I'm just ready to be crucified for this. Genuinely. Doesn't look as good as everyone thinks it does. 6.5 out of 10. Just accidentally skipped over the smell. That's usually the second thing I do. But for me, the smell again was not amazing, just wasn't great. The smell, again, I was a little bit disappointed by it, especially initially on opening it. It smelled straight up like plastic. Underneath that plasticky smell, which I'm pretty sure was just the pot that it came in. I haven't had bud in a plastic pot for a long time. It's been coming in bags recently, which I much prefer, if I'm honest. The pot smelled really, really plasticky. Didn't like that at all. Underneath that, there was a strong, almost nose stingy like lemon to it. Little bit of sweetness in there. The back of my brain keeps saying cake, and I really think that's coming from the gelato. It's not dominant whatsoever, but there's just this little niggling thing in the back of my brain going cake. Smells cakey. I don't think it does. Really, I think it is more lemon tree dominant, but there's just this little niggling thing in the back of my mind that's going, a little bit of cake, tiny, tiny little bit of sweet cake, but mainly not sour lemon. I won't call it sour, but like strong, almost nose stingy lemon in there for the smell. And then when it was ground up, what did I rate it? 6.5 for the whole nugs. Not really my thing. Didn't really care for it too much. Ground up, it got sweeter, and it was straight up sweet lemon. That was quite nice. I enjoyed that. That was nice. Why did I just repeat myself there? So 6.5 for the whole nugs, not for me. Ground up, I would bump it up to a 7.5. It does make it a hell of a lot nicer. Taste, again, I'm going to give a 6.5. Not really my favourite thing. I do like lemony strains, but for some reason, I don't know. I just haven't got on with this. The Gelonade hasn't agreed with me. The taste was fine. Sweet lemon at 220 in the Screwball Ball vape. Very nice, pleasant. I usually vape at around 280. The flavour changes a little bit and it makes it more, not quite as sweet, but it's still alright. But, you know, the flavour was just okay for me, so I'm going to leave it at 6.5. Also, a little birdie who went away for a few days and couldn't charge his vape told me that this burns clean. I wouldn't know, didn't smoke it, but somebody else told me that this burns clean when you do smoke it. So take from that what you will. Moving on finally to the effects, I'm going to give this a 6. I really didn't get on with this at all. It made me racy, it made me anxious. I don't want to really say paranoid, but maybe a little bit paranoid. The effects for me, I did not like. When I did get good effects, after the racy sort of anxious paranoia had gone away, it made me more social. I will say, it made me very energetic. I couldn't sit down when I smoked this. I had to be up and about and doing something, which is, sometimes that's what I want. Like, sometimes I smoke to motivate myself, like in the morning. But even so, when I smoke a strain that I want to get me up and moving, I don't want it to make me racy and paranoid and make my heart beat out of my chest. That's not what I want at all. You know, a little boost of energy is very, very different from an anxiety attack. So, yeah, this, I didn't get on with it, and I know a lot of people really like it, but it's just not for me. So I have to rate this reflective on what it did for me. Somebody out there is going to get this and say it looks great, smells great, tastes great, and the effects are absolutely amazing. Me, I didn't get on with it. Like, I know Craft Botanics, I'm not saying that it's bad flower, why did I say it like that? I'm not saying that it's bad flower by any stretch of the word, right? It's good. Like, obviously, it's some of the best medical out there at the minute, but that doesn't mean that I have to say that it's absolutely incredible if I don't like it. And so I'm not going to do that. It's not incredible. I didn't like it. I've also had the Georgia Pie from Craft Botanics, and that was almost a 10 out of 10. Like, genuinely. I'm not shitting on this because it's expensive and everybody else likes it, believe me. If I was just shitting on it because it was expensive and everybody else likes it, then I would give the Georgia Pie a bad review as well. But I genuinely really, really like the Georgia Pie, so stick around and subscribe to hear my thoughts on that. The Gelonade, it didn't agree with me. It didn't work for me. It made me paranoid. I don't think it looked as good as everybody thinks it does. It didn't smell amazing to me. I'm not trying to be like a negative Nelly or anything on this. I just don't care for it, and I definitely would not get it again. Actually, tell a lie, if they reduce the price, I might give it another go. I would probably try vaping it at lower temperatures, and for specific things. Like, usually I will get up and I'll vape just to clear my head with no clear vision of what I want to do with the day. I feel like to vape this, I would need to know exactly what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, and how I'm doing it, because it makes my mind race, it makes my thoughts go a million miles per hour. It basically does the opposite of what I want. My mind is always going a million miles an hour, and I want that to stop, or at least slow down, so I can clearly pick out my thoughts. Whereas this, it just feels like a whirlwind, and I hated it. And I was at download, as you can probably see, and I had a little bit of this the first day that I was there. Put my tent up, get everything sorted out, and then I vaped a little bit of this. And we were sat in a circle being social. Everybody knew each other. Most people knew each other. I knew everybody that was there, so there was no reason for me to be nervous or anxious or anything like that. But I had a little bit of this, and I just felt off. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel nice. I sat in a circle with my friends, and I felt so anxious and paranoid and racy. It was awful. And obviously I'm sat in the middle of a field and I can't go home. I can't really isolate myself and take myself away from the situation. So really, it didn't do much for me. When it worked, it worked. Like, I will say, again, it's weird. I think it's situational. The next day I had a little bit more of this, around 11 o'clock, midday-ish. It was nice. We were all sat in the sun, we were all chatting, and I had a little bit of this gelanade, and I didn't feel as paranoid, as racy, as awful as I did the day before. In fact, I feel like it opened me up, and I was able to talk to there was 2 people there that I didn't know, and whereas I wasn't like a huge social butterfly, I do feel like this helped me, I was going to say unleash them, but that's really not what I meant to say. That sounds so weird. I don't know what those words are circling around in my head. It helped me unleash. It helped me, like, that's not the word that I want to use. What is the word? Just made me want to talk to people, basically. It made me want to be social, made me want to be part of the group, whereas usually I am very, very happy to just, like, sit back and have the conversation wash over me. I'll contribute when I want to, but I don't like to be the life and soul of the party. Like, I just like to be there. I'll talk to you when I want to, let the conversation flow. Obviously, I like to be included, but I'm not very social. I have a lot of social anxiety, even within my own little friend groups, which is stupid because these are the people I've known for a long, long time, and they know me and they don't judge me, but I still have a lot of social anxiety around them. So I feel like it's not for me. Like, it's too unpredictable on the effects, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, I can have a little bit of this and sometimes be alright, but the majority of the time I'm having a little bit of this and I'm not feeling good at all. So this is just my own personal opinion. The quality of this is definitely good. We're going in the right direction. I wouldn't pay £89 for this again. If they dropped it a little bit, maybe to like 70, 75, I might give it another go. But there's better things on there, on medical for me, for my symptoms. This aggravated my symptoms more than I wanted it to. So based on that, I don't want to rate this very highly. I'm going to rate it a 6 out of 10. Based on the actual quality of the flower, it's good. Yes, it is good. It's not as good as everyone is raving about, in my opinion. Like, it's some of the best on medical. The trichomes, it's still irradiated, is what I'm getting at. Like, it smelled plasticky. The trichomes look melted, and you can see that before it was irradiated, it was a very, very nice bit of flower, but what they've done to it is brought it way down. I'm going to stop talking now because I feel like I'm just rehashing my points, and we will go over my rating. Packaging, 6 out of 10. It's plain, but it still manages to look more premium than the other packaging. I feel like it is the slightly purple label that's doing it for me. The slightly purple on the white just makes it look a lot better, so 6 out of 10 for the packaging. Smell of the whole nugs, I'm sticking to 6 out of 10. I took them out of the pot and I put them in a glass jar, but it still didn't smell super amazing to me. It's all personal preference, like I said, just really wasn't for me. So 6 out of 10 for the whole nugs. Broken down, the sweet lemon came out, and that was actually very, very nice. So broken down, it gets a 7 out of 10. I can't remember if I already did the looks, but 6.5 for the looks. Taste, again, a 6.5. At lower temperatures, it's a nice sweet lemon. lemon. At higher temperatures, it's more of a, I don't really know, not sour, but it's not quite as sweet. It's a little bit more tart, and it's fine. So just a 6.5 for the flavour. And the effects are a 6 out of 10. I just didn't get on with this. I didn't like this, didn't enjoy this. I'm willing to give it another go if they drop the price, but it's not for me. And I know people are probably going to give me a lot of hate for this because, oh, it's amazing, it's incredible, how can you not like this? Oh, Lucas smokes mids, he only wants to smoke mid, give him the Kiron Hindu Kush back. Oh, no. Okay, no, I know when something's good, and I know when something's bad. The Hindu Kush was shit. The Gelonade is decent, it's quality, you know, it's fine, it's just I don't like it, and that's okay. You know, I'm not going to be buying any more of this. Which means if you love it, there should be a lot of stock for you. Go and enjoy it. You don't have to hate me for not liking it. Everybody is different. Everybody has different tastes. I really wanted to like this because I like gelato. Gelato is one of my favourite strains. Lemon Tree I've had in the past and it was alright. I do like lemony flavoured strains. I don't know why I said it so weird. I do like lemon flavoured strains. But I don't always like the effects of lemon dominant strains, which I guess is what we're seeing here. If this was more gelato dominant, I probably would love it, but no, not for me. Just a 6 out of 10. Let's all have an adult conversation in the comments, and let's not result to name calling, even though it is pretty funny. If you like this video, leave a like, leave me a comment telling me if you've tried Gelonade. Did you like it? Did you not? Have you tried the Georgia Pie? I really, really like the Georgia Pie. Subscribe to hear my review of that. Lost my train of thought. Subscribe for more videos. Peace.